Alright guys, in this video we are talking about 5 building tips you must know in order to become the best builder possible. The first one we're going to start off with is quite simple. It's a 90-degree turn. Now most people know how to do a 90-degree turn. However, they don't realize that they're probably making one critical mistake, and that I can't even talk. Critical mistake is not having a slight angle as you're running up. So most people will do this and they'll turn like that. That is a lot slower than doing this. So you want to have that slight angle, and now I've got that forward momentum, right? Basically, that gives you an extra kick forward. It just gives you an extra momentum boost when you have that slight 15-20 degree angle coming up, and that will make your 90-degree turns a lot smoother and a lot quicker. Alright guys, the second tip is going to be when you ramp over an enemy, right? So I'm right here. Let's say you guys are meeting at the top. Now whoever gets the ramp over first is probably is going to get high ground and probably is going to have a way better chance of winning this fight. So now when you ramp over somebody, you always want to place a floor underneath too, and that's extremely important because what happens is placing a floor underneath means, one, they can't pyramid you. So they can't place a pyramid. As you can see, I'm spamming the pyramid button. You can't pyramid somebody. And two, this makes it really easy for you to drop down on them. And what they're going to be doing is they're either going to still be right here, or they're going to be doing this. And this, which is great. So if they're doing that, you're going to fall right onto them and have a clear line of sight to take some shots on them. Now I recommend only doing this tactic if the enemy is weak. It's a really good way to end a fight, because if the enemy isn't weak, then you risk giving up high ground to them. Okay guys, the third tip is ramping over an enemy but baiting them extremely hard. So let's say you're going to ramp over an enemy. So basically, when you ramp over an enemy, right, we were just talking about you always want to place that floor underneath. Well, sometimes you don't want to place that floor underneath. Now, if it's a good player or a decent player, what they're going to try and do is they're going to try and place a pyramid on top of you, and they think, oh, I'm going to box this kid, right? I'm going to trap him. All you have to do to get out of this, and basically what this is this is baiting an enemy into thinking they're going to get an easy kill, right? You actually let them box you. You just edit straight down the staircase, and you're right on them, bro. They're not expecting that. What they're doing is they're trying to place traps. It works all the time. And if you get really good at it, you can get it down like this, right? So you get the edit down while sprinting, and it'll look something like this. And you can just fall right onto them extremely quick. What they're doing right there is they're trying to pyramid you, and when you fall down on them that quick, they still have their build menu out, and they're gonna try and scramble to get their gun out. I'll run through it one more time, so you can actually hit an edit on the run like that, guys, and you're gonna have easy kill. Yeah, that's tip number 3. Alright guys, so this is tip number 4. Now when you're playing against a good player, I just showed an easy way to avoid a pyramid, right? So let's say you get pyramided, or you pyramid your enemy, right? Now if you have traps, you could try and trap them, right? That could be a method, right? So let's say they ramp over you. So you're going to get this pyramid. Now if you have traps, it's not always a good idea to just put the traps down, put the walls down like this, because what I just said, tip number 3, is that enemy could just drop down on you and kill you, right? And if it's a good player, that's what they're going to do. They're going to edit the staircase. So even if you get the traps off, right, and you're not going to have time to get that floor off. You're not going to have time to get the pyramid, the walls, the traps, and the floor off before they edit the staircase to completely enclose them. It's just not going to happen, right? So sometimes instead of placing the walls and the traps, right, instead of doing both of those things, what you want to do is you just want to place the pyramid like so. Hold on, let me destroy this wall, because this wall wouldn't be here. So you just want to place the pyramid and a floor. Now what this does is this protects you from them if they decide to edit that staircase real quick. Because if they decide to edit it, they're just going to fall on your floor, and then you can do this, right? And you can retake that high ground. Now that's a huge tip. That's like a small nuance to the game. The last and final tip, and it's not so much of a building tip, and this is tip number 5, and it's really important, right? Is getting high ground first. Now, this sounds silly, but something as simple as being more confident in going for that high ground first, if you're more confident than your enemy and you start ramping up to them like this, you've already put yourself in a power position. You've established high ground. Now, I'm not talking like a weak push, like a single ramp wall. That is not establishing high ground. That does not look confident. That's easy to shoot out. If you're going to push somebody and get that high ground first, and you want to establish that high ground first, you want to at least be doing this single ramp floor wall at somebody, just like this. What you're telling them is, I'm confident. I'm a confident player. It's my high ground. You can come try and take it away from me. And just something as simple as that to start a fight is putting you in an amazing position to win that fight. Because when somebody ramps at you like this, first off, that's an extremely scary thing to look at when you're getting ramped up. Just even something as simple as a single floor ramp wall is extremely scary to look at when someone's doing that at you. It's intimidating, and it's very hard for the other player to take that high ground back once you've established that high ground, right? So the 5th tip, I guess, would say is be confident enough to be the person to first take that high ground, right? Have confidence in your building abilities and be confident and take that high ground first. Establish that you mean business and you're ready to fight, and that's a big part of winning fights in Fortnite Battle Royale, guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was a decent video. I hope you learned some new things. I thought I explained things pretty well, and there were some nuances that maybe some people didn't think of. Some of the tips were very specific. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to drop a thumbs up like always. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. And it's been your boy Clutch, and I'll see you guys next time.